In this video, I'm going to show you how to add a student to your school so that you can enter information about their assessments and their progress in their interventions. So if you think for a moment about how students enter schools, the first thing we need to do is register them for the school, and then we can place them with the teacher. So the database works in a very similar way, where the first step is that we add the student to the school, and then we place them into our interventions. So to do this, we go here under Student Tools, under Add or Transfer a Student. And if we click on this link, we're presented with the following input, where Medham's ID is the child's ID number, and each of you was assigned in your welcome letter a Medham's ID. So for example, mine was 444555. And I am going to enter in the sequence of the number of the child. I've already entered one student into the system, so my next student is going to be 002. The last name for my student was Rice, R-I-C-E, and his first name was Craig. His middle initial, D, and his birthday, 03/07/2006. He's a boy, and he began on the 1st of September of this school year, 2012, and that it's beginning this school year. We don't go back to when he originally began in your school. He's in first grade, and he is in Mrs. Jones' class for the regular classroom. I'm going to click check, and here I am presented back with the information. His ID number, which is important to make sure that that's correct, and you're going to, for this study, just add one number in sequential order each time you add a new student. So the next student I add would be 003 at the end, and so forth. And making sure that his information is correct. In particular, that his enrollment date is correct, his birthday is correct, and his grade is correct. Because only students that are in first grade can begin reading recovery interventions. If I have another student that I want to check on, I can go ahead and I can just click back on Add Transfer Student again, and I can do the same process. So let's say that I have another student. My Medham's ID is 444555, and I'm going to look for another student that I've got in my group, Bethany Franklin. And she was born on May 5th, 2005, and began at the beginning of this school year. And she is in second grade, in Mrs. Smith's class. And when I go to check on her, I find that the system tells me that there's a matching student already. So someone else has already entered Bethany into the system. And so notice that I get this warning here saying they are already in the database, please do not add them again. And so if you really think there's been an error, you can contact me, but otherwise it looks like another teacher in your school has already added them to the system. So we can simply hit cancel. To make sure that our students are there, we can click on the Student Assessments link over here. And notice that here's the list of all the different kids that are in the school. And so there's Craig, the student we just added. There's Bethany, the one that I have, but another teacher had already added before. So we'll go into how to add assessments in a different video, but this is the process of adding students to your school. After you've entered all of your students into the database, then we can move to the next step, which is entering information about their assessments and their weekly intervention records.